Thank you, Chair. Namaste from India, and lot of sections have been, GSSP sections has been described here in this afternoon, and I will be explaining the latest Meghalayan stage of the Holocene time frame, and that is exposed in the northeastern part of the India. This is this is called the Hanging Garden, which is the central part of the Mawmluh cave in northeast India, and because of lot of stalactites and stalagmites, and this is the location from where the stalagmite has been, sample has been collected, and the data has been obtained. Now that is the main aspect, the GSSP of the youngest unit of the geological time scale associated with the dramatic climatic changes with implications on human civilization. So this Meghalayan stage mainly connect us, this geology, with the society. That is the most important aspect. Now this is the location map. The Meghalayan cave, this is situated at the northeastern Meghalayan state of northeastern India, and this is a very large cave and with several openings from different sides, and this is the main section from where this hanging garden, from where this stalagmite sample has been collected. Now this is the geographical location. Mawmluh cave is located in the southern fringe of the Meghalayan plateau, and the main moisture comes from the Bay of Bengal, and this is the area where we get largest monsoonal rain in the world, in fact, and the cave is situated at the southern butte of the Meghalayan plateau. Now this is the geological map of the area, and the sequence is mainly lower Eocenes, where the Theria formation, which is dominantly a sandstone unit, is overlain by the Lagdong formation, which is limestone, and the Mawmluh cave is developed along this contact. Now you know Holocene has been very widely studied time frame of geological record, but for the formal division of this Holocene has not been attempted so far. Very recently, a tripartite division of the Holocene into Greenlandian, North Grippian, and Meghalayan has been given. The GSSPs of the Greenlandian and North Grippian defines in Greenland ice core, whereas that of the Meghalayan is located in the speleotherm of the Mawmluh cave, Meghalaya, northeast India. Now, using a new high resolution Mawmluh cave speleotherm stable isotope record, a most dramatic event identified at around 4,000 years ago, when over the course of approximately a decade, isotopic values abruptly rose above any seen during the early to mid Holocene and remained at this anomalous state for about 2 centuries. This event occurred nearly synchronously with climatic changes documented in number of the proxy records from different parts of the globe, and the isotopic record from Mawmluh cave in northeast India is the first terrestrial record over the Indian subcontinent which confirmed the climatic change. At this time, were not restricted to regions influenced by westerlies, but also by the monsoonal domain. Now, why this paleotherm is important for our paleoclimatic studies? That they are stratified successions that occur in most terrestrial regions of the Earth, can be analyzed at unusually high level of stratigraphic resolution, contain a stable isotopic record that can be underpinned by a high precision chronology using uranium thorium dating. Now, the first registration of the event in the stable isotope record occurred at 4,300 years before present, followed by a second marked increase in stable isotope value at 4,100 years before present. The abrupt increase in the stable isotope value is the primary boundary marker for the GSSP of this Meghalayan stage that is the 4,200 years before present. The GSSP of Meghalayan stage and corresponding Holocene subseries subepoch is defined in the Mawmluh cave speleotherm from northeast India with a modeled age of 4,250 years before present. Now, this is a global phenomena that has been observed in proxy records of different regions of the globe. You can see here the locations are plotted, and you can see 4.2 event anomalous values have been recorded at several proxy records. So it is nearly a global event. Now, this event is recorded in proxy records across 7 continents. And the most mid and low latitude records indicates the abrupt onset of 2 to 3 century aridification. In the northern high latitude regions, neoglacial conditions were marked, glacier advances are pronounced. Lower Antarctica sea surface temperature and increased sea ice cover started abruptly at 4.2. The tight age constant of the record shows that a high degree of certainty that much of the documented deurbanization of the Indus Valley at around 3.9 occurred after multiple decades of shift in monsoonal character. So that climate change has badly impacted our social societies and agricultural practices. You can see this here again in another cartoon. You can see the global distribution of 4.2 event. The hashed areas are affected by droughts or dust storms, and the dotted areas by wet conditions and or flooding. So it is a global event. Now, in many low latitude regions, the abrupt aridification around 4.2 may in some areas have been profound societal effect. Here geology is directly impacting and relating the archaeological evidences that we are getting in Neolithic society. All across the globe, we are getting these evidences that even agricultural practices have been changed because of the long drought for about 200 years. So migration of the societies, changing livelihood, changing agricultural practices. This is the impact of this 200-year drought situation. In Central Africa, first stage of Bantu expansion is coincident with 4.2 event. Now that is the scientific tradition. Lot of studies have been done on the cave system, ventilation, abrupt changes in Indian summer monsoon, impact of sudden aridity on societies, agricultural practices, etc. The first scholarly publication on the Meghalayan by a working group of intimate on SQS came about 6 years prior to the formal subdivision of the Holocene epoch. After long deliberation on Meghalayan by Subcommission on SQS and ICS, it was finally accepted by IUGS on 14th June 2018. Now this type specimen is curated at the Birbal Sahni Institute of Paleosciences, Lucknow in India. These are some workers who have been instrumental in establishing the Meghalayan stage. That is already I have told, the main argument for IUGS recognition is the site is the GSSP for Meghalayan stage of Holocene series. Thank you.